You just finished a long day's work, you're driving home, and you accidentally rear-end somebody who stopped in front of you. You do the first thing that your parents probably taught you to do when you were younger, and that's apologize and say you're sorry for what you've done. But can that be used against you in a court of law? We take a look in this week's Legal Mythbusters. So in order for this to be an issue, that person that you rear-ended would have to file a lawsuit against you, and that matter would have to go to court. And once you were at court, if that person, who would be referred to as a plaintiff, tried to use that apology against you in court, well, that is what we would call hearsay. It is an out-of-court statement that is attempted to be used to present to a jury that this in fact happened, that you said you were sorry for what occurred. Now, normally, you would hear the other attorney stand up, objection, hearsay. But the court also has rules of evidence, which allow for certain exceptions to that hearsay rule, and there are plenty of them. But one of them that would apply in this scenario is what's called a party admission. If you were sued, you are what's called a defendant. As a defendant, you are a party to that litigation. Anything you say out of court that's against your best interest, such as, I'm sorry I didn't see you, I'm sorry I was speeding, I'm sorry I was on my cell phone, could technically be used in the court of law as an exception to that hearsay rule. However, like most things in the legal world, depending on the state you are in, there may be specific laws that apply to apologies. Some states want to facilitate apologies. They want people to feel free to be able to say they're sorry without having to worry about the repercussions that could come in a court of law. So depending on the state you're in, an apology may not be admissible. Even though it would be an exception to the hearsay rule, there could be another rule that says because it was an apology, it is not admissible. But as a trial attorney, you also want to look at strategically, would it be in your best interest as the plaintiff to try to use an apology against the defendant in front of the jury? And that's really going to depend on the facts of the case, your witnesses, the parties. Is a jury going to like that you are trying to use an apology against someone? Are they going to now have more sympathy for you or the defendant because you're trying to say they said they were sorry? So this is a pretty surprising outcome. You wouldn't think that just being courteous, like you were probably taught from a young child to apologize when something happens, could be used against you. But that's really what a lot of states' reasoning is behind putting laws in place that don't allow that apology to be admissible. But again, check the laws of your state because you may be trying to be nice, saying you're sorry, and it could come back to haunt you in a court of law. Be sure to like and follow for more Legal Mythbusters.